Hi guys, it's ASBYT, and the second OnePlus Nord embargo has finally lifted today, which means I can tell you exactly what I think of it, warts and all. Many people are dubbing this as one of the best affordable Android smartphones available right now, so I thought why not compare it to one of the best affordable phones from Apple available right now, the iPhone SE 2020 edition. And spoiler alert, some things have really shocked me. Full transparency, I am invested in both camps. I use one Android phone and one iPhone always as my daily drivers, so hopefully this will be as unbiased as possible. Now firstly, I could sit here and say quite simply the iPhone SE is smaller and lighter than the OnePlus Nord. But I've discovered a secret, and I think there might be more to it than that. You see, the OnePlus Nord weighs in at 184 grams and the iPhone SE 148 grams. 184, 148, 184, 481. Illuminati confirmed. All jokes aside, the iPhone SE is a tiny phone, with an even tinier LCD display at just 4.7 inches. This will be absolutely great for those who hate the growing trend of larger smartphone displays. But also realistically for some, this will be simply just too small. I have fairly small hands, and even I find it a little bit on the teeny side for certain day-to-day tasks that you would use it for. The OnePlus Nord, on the other hand, has a 6.44-inch AMOLED display with a higher resolution, higher pixels per inch count, and a higher 90Hz refresh rate to the 60Hz that you get on the iPhone. I mean, it's just a better display all round, in my opinion. If anyone wants to argue that, I'm willing to listen to your reasoning, but I'm still going to disagree. The only way you could possibly prefer the iPhone SE display is if you quite simply cannot get your head round a punch-hole camera cutout. That camera cutout houses a 32 megapixel primary front camera and an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. That front facing camera setup also allows you to get 4K resolution video at a maximum of 60 frames a second, which is awesome at this area in the market. The more expensive OnePlus 8 Pro only has a maximum of HD, so no 4K, as does the iPhone SE. And that is at 30 frames a second. So now you can see the iPhone in HD at 30 frames a second, the OnePlus Nord in 4K at 30 frames a second. Let me know whether that resolution makes a big difference to the overall picture. And now I've dropped down to HD on the OnePlus Nord as well. So now we have 1080p at 30 frames a second on both. Of course, resolution and frame rate is only one part of video. So let me know about stabilization and exposure as well. Let's see, we go to the sky, how the two are doing with HDR, etc. Is the sky blown out? Are we getting any cloud detail, even though it is a pretty murky, hazy day? Now, from a photography standpoint, this can be much more subjective, as quite simply different people look for different things in a photo. These preferences can even be regional. Taking selfies, for example, for those of you who can't get enough of a cheeky snap of yourself, very vain. Some prefer a sharper, perhaps more realistic shot, whereas others prefer a smoother, softer, and possibly more of a filtered appearance in their snaps. Along those lines, the Nord appears sharper with a cooler colour temperature to the softer, warmer SE. Edge detection when using the portrait mode can be hit and miss on both. If you don't use the portrait mode on the Nord, you can also use the 8 megapixel wide angle lens, so this will be better if you love a group selfie. There is also a similar theme with the rear cameras, but a similar sharpness this time around. One thing to note, if you do like that bokeh or depth blurry background style of shot, this only really works on the iPhone if you have a face-in shot, which can be a little bit annoying if you're trying to take punchy, dramatic shots of objects, etc. Those sorts of shots on the Nord are taken courtesy of the 5 megapixel depth sensing lens. And this is just one of the added options you get with the Nord thanks to that quad camera setup. You also get that ultra wide angle lens, which personally is a must for me now on a smartphone, great for landscapes and building shots, etc. As well as that, you get the 2 megapixel macro lens, which while it may not be amazing and industry leading in this area, you can, if you're persistent, get some really nice super up close detailed shots, which you simply can't do at all on the iPhone SE. We're going to jump to a rear video test, and surprisingly, we don't get 4K 60 on the rear on the OnePlus Nord. Rear video test comparison now, and this is where I feel the iPhone SE comes into its own. The iPhone also has a 24 frames per second option for that soft motion blurry cinema look. And the colours, stabilisation and audio are just on point. One of the huge leaps from Apple over the last year or so has been in that video department, and the iPhone SE is following along with that trend. Now that's not to say the OnePlus Nord does a bad job at video. It does have more options after all, with the inclusion of the ultra wide angle lens, etc. But the iPhone just feels that little bit more polished. Another area that feels slightly more polished on the iPhone is performance. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G on the OnePlus Nord is really an excellent mid-range chip. Honestly, in the last couple of weeks that I've been using this phone, I haven't noticed a great deal of difference from the OnePlus 8 Pro, which has the 865 chip, the flagship, the sort of be-all and end-all in the Android world, and that really shocked me. That's not to say side by side between the OnePlus 8 Pro and the OnePlus Nord, I couldn't tell the difference, because I could, but it's just really surprising how good the 765G can be. And another biggie here is the 765G has a built-in Snapdragon X52 5G modem. So if you want to future-proof, if you want to make sure you are 5G ready, go with the OnePlus Nord. That being said, for raw performance, the A13 Bionic in the SE is the very best from Apple. I'm talking flagship. It's in the iPhone 11 Pro, and it absolutely bats away anything really that comes at it from an Android side. Some would even argue it's unnecessarily powerful for a smartphone and what you would do with a smartphone, but I'm certainly not complaining. Another area that there's no real contest is battery life. Quite simply, if you want the phone with the best battery, you go with the OnePlus Nord. Now don't get it twisted, the OnePlus Nord is not an excellent battery by any means. It's not the best on the market on the Android side. It's just simply better than the iPhone SE, which quite frankly is pretty poor. If you're an average user, you probably will just about get through a day's use with it. But if you're anything like me who uses it quite a lot, 4 to 5 hours of screen on time is not ideal. And the OnePlus Nord is around 7.5 to 8 hours of screen on time. So, excuse me? Just recording at the moment. Okay, darling, what I'm going to do is I need to work for 10 more minutes. Trying to record with 2 kids, eh? It's like that BBC interview all over again.
Is how do democracy? I would be surprised if they pardon.
What's this going to be for the read?
North Korea.
Get the kids out of the room. The stereo speakers on the iPhone SE are also superior to the mono found on the Nord. They're more immersive by nature and the quality just seems better. Here's a little clip now.
Look, if you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change.
Now, software is a difficult one because everyone will have their preference on how they want their phone to run. Apple's iOS platform is straight simplicity. It's uncomplicated and just easy for everyone to use, no matter your level of tech understanding. iOS 14 will soon be available on the SE, which has added a few significant features that help better with app organization and multitasking, but for individuality, customization, and just unrestricted abilities to download apps and APKs, for example, that aren't available on the respective app stores, unless you were to jailbreak your iPhone, then Android is always going to be better for you. And of course, because Android can be customized by the manufacturer, you do get different skins, feels and themes, etc. across different phones. And OnePlus's Oxygen OS is right up there. It's probably my favorite on the Android side. Very close to stock Android, but they have made some really important, unique tweaks to the software to make it run and feel just mwah. Not sure if that was the best description for Oxygen OS. If OnePlus want to use it, they can. Oxygen OS is quite simply software updates, Apple usually wins. You kind of get a guaranteed sea of updates from Apple on iOS. You get 2 hours, that would be bad. 2 years of guaranteed software updates on the Nord and 3 years of security patches. So it's still pretty good on the Android side, but you probably will get slightly more upgrades on the iPhone SE. For me, in terms of deciding which software is best, it really comes down to what devices you use outside of your smartphone. If that's an iMac or a MacBook Pro or an iPad or AirPods, for example, then features like AirDrop and iMessage and subscription services like Apple TV and Apple Music will simply be better or only available on the iPhone. And that may be a big thing for a lot of people. Equally, if you have a Windows computer or laptop or a Chromebook or an Android tablet, use Android TV, have a YouTube Music subscription, for example, then those features that you would get with the iPhone might not be that relevant at all. And the phone itself might not be enough to drag you to using a new iPhone. One key thing to note is the SE doesn't quite have that same slick, immersive feel to it that its more expensive Apple brothers and sisters have, due to the reintroduction of the physical home button from the yesteryear of the design pool. So no ultra secure Face ID that is found on the iPhone 11 Pro, for example. You instead get the fingerprint scanner as you do on the OnePlus Nord, except due to that larger display, the Nord has that scanner embedded there. If Face Unlock is a must for you, the Nord also does that. However, it's 2D and not the most secure available. As we look over the build of the two devices, for the price, both feel very premium. They certainly don't give themselves away from a build quality point of view. However, we do have an aluminium frame on the SE to the hardened plastic on the Nord. This plastic has actually fooled quite a few people, with many dubbing it as an aluminium or a metal frame, so they have done quite a good job there. Gorilla Glass 5 front and back on the Nord and Apple's strengthened glass on the SE. Both look very tidy, so let me know in the comments whether the fact that this is hardened plastic to the aluminium frame on the SE is a big deal breaker for you. Oh, and while we're on frame, both have a headphone jack incorporated into the bottom part. Troll. Jack is dead. Now, we don't get an IP rating on the Nord, but they have apparently tested it to be able to be in 30 centimeters of water for 30 seconds. So you should be fine for rain or the occasional accident, but we do get an IP67 rating on the iPhone SE, which is 1 meter of water for 30 minutes. So there is a better water resistancy on the iPhone SE. And finally, price. $419, I believe the iPhone SE is available in the UK on the Apple website, £379 on the OnePlus website in the UK as well. So approximately £50 cheaper on the Nord, but both certainly comparable in terms of price. Let me know which you think you get more for that specific amount of money. For me, both really great phones considering how cheap they are. I do think you get more for your money with the OnePlus Nord, so it really comes down to where you sit in terms of that Apple ecosystem and how important that is for you. Let me know in the comment section below which is the better phone, which you would go out and buy if you had that sort of amount of money to purchase. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, drop a like if you found this video helpful. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. ASBYT, peace out.
Do just what you want.